Okay, and we're live. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Anna, for making the time. I know the time difference is not the best to work with sometimes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you too for the invitation. Um, yeah, really happy to be here.
Of course, of course. So I initially found your account when I was just scrolling through Twitter, and I really loved your approach to portrait work. Did you always gravitate, or did you always focus on this when you were starting out in your art career, or is it something that you just found that you were really good at eventually?
It's a really good question, and I think all my life, while I'm an artist, I noticed that portrait is something that really inspired me because portraits it's not only about the person, uh, like the reference that you use to make a portrait of him, but it's about the story that you can tell about this person, or not about this person even, uh, but through his face, um, emotions, the light and color palette even. Of course, composition and stuff like this art stuff that we use to describe stories and like use some science language.
Yeah, through the details.
hmm Yeah, so it's something that really inspired me. Maybe the most lovely part to me in art.
I see, I see. Because typically, I would imagine that most people that do this kind of work, they have some kind of background in classical training, or they went to art school. Did you have any of that, or are you self-taught?
Yes, I did some classes, and like my journey started at my 7 years old when I went to my first art class. It was quite fun. We did some art on the clothes, like with fabric paints, and we did some art on glasses with special uh, paints too. So it was just about to spend time with fun when you are a kid and do some interesting stuff. But then in my second grade, I switched my school, and my parents they signed me to some art classes. It was like art studio, and it just usual art studio where you do some naturemorts, and you basically drawing and painting some fruits, some composition like topic like winter,
Mm-hmm.
holidays, like some uh, yeah, and it was really hard to me because of two reasons. First of all, it was guess what? Like it was early morning classes, and I'm
Oh.
not an early bird. Yeah, so to me, like a kid, it was just awful how to wake up at 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
or even 7 to go to paint some crazy like apples in a bucket. Yeah, so it was one the reason, and the second reason was that nobody's really teach me how to wash brushes when you paint. So I was really sick and tired from my dirty like stuff, like paint stuff. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, maybe to be an artist, just not for me. Yeah, and then I just stopped to go to these classes, and only in my seventh grade, I understand that. Oh, actually, I really like it, and my dad started to buy into me some magazines how to draw. And it
Mm-hmm.
was quite professional magazines, like with some stories about fine artists, like legends. And I started to feel that, oh, it's inspired me. I want to do something like that. And I asked my family to find to me like some art school nearby, like in my neighborhood. And first of all, I found one, and it wasn't really good. So one day I talked to my classmate, and she's like, "Oh, actually, I go to art school, and it's like 5 minutes from our school." And it was actually 5 minutes from my home too. And I'm like, what a great idea to switch my bet this like first art school and start here. So uh, there started my real journey how like an artist. And I spent like 3 years in this art school before I finished my middle school, and basically I got a place in a art college, like a fine art college, and I finished these two. So basically 3 years in just art classes, and 5 years in a art college. It's about my education and experience. Yeah.
I see. So you've already graduated with a degree.
Yeah. So now I've been working like for 3 years in a industry, like an artist, like a 2D concept and illustration artist in a game industry.
Oh, so you work for a company now. You're not just doing freelance.
Yeah. Mm, exactly.
I see. I see. What's art school like in Russia these days? Because I've heard different stories from different countries when it comes to it.
Hmm. Basically, about our school in general, I can say that it's quite strong and professional. Because maybe it's just from USSR, that we have really strong background, and some famous artists from Russia, like Ilya Repin, and some of them really famous even in like all the world, all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, like Leon Bax, he was really famous in France. Um in a 2 century ago, like. And about art school in general, like art classes, quite fun and quite strong too, because you really learn some basic things about art, like perspective, how to make schemes, constructions of your art, and like it's a really good base if you want to continue and go to the college, go to the university. Um, that's nice. And about art college, I can say that basically they gave me everything that I know, and this base is quite strong. Like after I finished my college, I started to think like maybe I even don't need to go to the university because I just have enough knowledge, and I just go continue my experience, my journey by myself. It's a good start. They teach me how to learn, what is important, and where to find information, what is the information is good, what is bad. And with this base, you can go wherever you want.
I see. I see. And do you find that the work that you guys had to do was it very intense, just because everything that I've heard about Russian universities, at least back in the Soviet Union, um, very intense, very strict. A lot of hard work, a lot of time spent studying because they take the education system seriously. Is art school any different? Was it just the same intensity except with art?
Um, so like your question about is it really strict system and is it like worth to work hard?
Well, is like what is the student experience like? Because
Ah,
when like let's say my parents were going to university in Russia, um, when they were studying to go to their degree, it was just it was very hard to
mm-hmm,
study. There's a lot of work. It's very intense. The
mm-hmm,
exams are very difficult. So is it the
mm-hmm,
same for art school? Like they have the same kind of approach to it?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I can say yes. It was quite strict. We had a lot of classes, like art classes, and all my week was, oh, I have like 5 hours of painting, 5 hours of drawing, like per day. Like sometimes, like just a big amount of time you spend just to practice, and it's really good because our um, our art sphere, it's all about to practice. You can read a lot of books, you can read a lot of stuff to listen, some good artists, and yeah, you can get the information, but it's really hard to process it without your inner and personal experience. That's why there is no there is no choice not work hard, you know.
Hmm.
You just need that, and I'm really thankful for my education. I really thankful to my program because they teach us to work hard, and it's something that really keeps me on my on my way. And even I feel bad, even I sick, and I just in my art block, I just keeps in mind that I actually doing fine, and I just need to continue and work hard. In my education, it was like per week we used to do 40 sketches every week, like, and it was like a additional homework. It wasn't really strict, like it's up to you, but it's better to you to do that. And it should basically it's like different sketches. You can do it in every materials like ink, clock, or just pencil,
Hmm.
pen, watercolor, gouache, every material that you have. And this sketches about like 5 minutes, like study, like to draw something from your home stuff, your parents, your friends, in different poses, positions. And it's really good practice because you just first of all used to draw every day because it's so unbelievable, and you can't do it just in one day, like 40 sketches.
Hmm.
So you like, oh, I need to do 10 today, maybe 5 tomorrow, and on Wednesday I also must to do something to finish that. And yeah, so it's really good train um, to build your ability to see the proportions, to see values, to see current lines of objects around you, and train your ability to see. Because I really think that the most important stuff for artists, it's not only about your knowledge, it's not about only your experience, but your ability to see and your ability to feel with your hand. We even have such a saying in art industry, like you need to train your hand. So like even not train, but build,
Mm-hmm.
basically. Yeah. Um, and stand your hand if you translate it directly. It's about to teach your hand to be so connected to your brain. So when you want to go with some line and you want to paint it, you do it directly as you want it, because your neuron system just so connected to your muscles, your hand, and there's like hand memory or something like that. Yeah,
I see. So the
maybe.
the focus
Yeah,
was
maybe.
to do this daily.
Um, I just described like one of the uh, exercises that we did, and it was additionally like up to you. Like if you want, you can do. And I remember only one girl that every year, every day, like every week, there's wasn't a week when she skipped this, and she's so powerful artist. So if you guys wanted to improve your skills, you just need to draw. That's that's so sad. Yeah, I know, but there is no choice not do that.
Well, I mean, why else become an artist then if you hate drawing?
Some of artists, they just they don't hate, but they want to not draw and draw good at first, like just for start. But yeah, it's maybe it's not um, so common, and such guys, they are not about to be industry for a long time. Yeah.
I see. I see. Um, so in terms of your final exams, what does that look like in art school? Is it just you're working on one masterpiece for the semester and then you present it?
Basically, my last year in my college was about to do a diploma, and it was like, yeah, masterpiece. It's a final composition that you need to present and describe. Of course, there is no like just you draw some art and you present it. No, of course, there is some time you need to prepare information. You need to prepare some uh, press sketches, and teachers they should to say to you like what you can do and how to continue. You have your like mentor, and he can help you like to find good materials and to build your description of your artwork, and help with topic, because it's kind of limited topics what you can do, because it's like college, um, it's quite connected to fine art, classic paintings. So topics that are most useful in such sphere, like church, something connected to old Russian villages, our family, um, some topics connected to our history. Yeah, and also I decided to do something in such way connected to history. That's why I choose. I chose a topic connected to my college currently, and I did a portrait of the architecture, like main architecture, who did the project of the um, building construction.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that was my college uh, uh, nowadays. Yeah, and his project wasn't about this college currently because it's like modern organization and stuff. Before it was a woman, like a church college, something like that. And basically, my topic was mostly connected to the person, and he was really important person back then, like a main architecture of my motherland, my city, Perm. And yeah, I decided to go through this topic. It was quite interesting, and I wanted to connect to my power skills, like portrait skills. So um, I did that, and I um, uh, I defensed it with the highest grade, like 5 with like plus. Yeah, because in Russia we have like 5 grade system,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
I remember.
yeah, so uh, and you don't draw like only one art, uh, like you present it with whole your documentation that you use to do it. So every sketches, you even must do uh, like graphite
Graphite?
drawing of your
Yeah.
what
A graphite? Yeah.
uh, graphite. It's like some drawing, and it should be in one size to your final painting. It's like the drawing where you use a clock or some pencils, like some uh, drawing materials
Mm-hmm.
to draw the composition, to draw every values, shapes, and understand how it should be with tone structure. So if you finish that, you can go and do it with oil, because my final artwork, it was oil painting. It was fine art education. And as you can see, even in my Twitter profile, I do not only digital art, but for myself, for my family, I do some oil portraits, oil stuff, and just quite fun for me. Yeah, and yeah, so I think I finished my speech about this question.
Yeah, no, no, it's fine. This is why we have these interviews, for artists to go into long explanations about what they do. Um, because yeah, I assumed that that's what art school would be like in Russia, because I know that they take their artistic history very seriously. Because as you said, there are hundreds, well, dozens, hundreds of artists that have come out of Russia, that have existed and been known and been famous for centuries now. So it's no surprise that the art school that you went to was very um, dedicated to being intense and giving students a lot of work, even if they did hate the drawing. Doing 40 a week, because that is a lot. That's I don't remember the last time, even as a kid, when I drew that many drawings. Um, but yeah, that's very interesting. So, what do most people end up doing when they graduate art school in Russia?
Mm-hmm. Uh, yeah, some of them, they are continuing their education to go to the university, and basically back then in USSR, it was common to first of all get just art school uh, uh, when you're like young and you go to just a normal school, then to go to college after your school, and only after college you go to the university and do like final degree, highest degree in art, and you can be like an artist. But nowadays, you can go to art university without college, or you can do through college, because it's some inflation of the quality of education over the world in every sphere, and now it's much easier to go through exams and get a place. Yeah, so some of them, they go to some of our Russians popular art universities like uh, Stiglitz University, which is
MGO.
uh, no, it's not MGO. Uh, it's uh, it's located in Saint Petersburg, and it's the most famous in Saint Petersburg, which is Muha. We call it in like in Russian like that,
Mm-hmm.
because one of the artists who was famous back then when they built the university was Vera Mukhina. Yeah, that's why they called Muha. And the second one in Science Petersburg too, it's Repina, Repin University, and it's called because of Ilya Repin, one of the most famous Russian artists. Yeah, and of course in Moscow we have some of them, and even in different cities we have two uh, different art universities, uh, which so popular uh, for people from my art college. Yeah, and some of them, they go to different specialities, like uh, you don't need to continue fine art if you don't want. You can go to the restoration, to be a sculptor, to just to be art historic, and there is many ways how you can improve yourself in art, and basically college education just a base where you can learn everything with a small amount, and have a specialization in what you want the most. And about my friends, about my classmates in past, they're in different places right now. Some of them, they are uh, in some uh, places where they teach how to draw icons, like in a charge special universities, because it's one of the ways where you can use your skills basically, and it's so ancient things to do like for artists. Yeah, and some of them, they are working in uh, like a graveyard artist, such artists who paint portraits on the graveyard stones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and some of them work as me in the game industry, in the movie industry, animation, and yeah, that's that's all I know for now.
And when you say icons, you mean icone, when they draw like saints and religious figures.
Yes, yes, religious figures connected to church. Yeah.
So like these basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because here, at least here in Canada, in the churches, they don't have in the like Catholic churches, they don't have these kind of paintings hanging around. I have been to a couple of Russian churches here in Canada, and they do still have the same kind of inside look as the churches in Russia. But it's not a common thing to see, like, let's say, Canadian um, saints or anything like that painted in their churches. So it's very unique to Christian Orthodox religion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And I think even right now, even in Russia, we have some like crisis of religion, how not much people do some stuff, and basically we need to have a lot of restoration artists who can save our churches and old icons, old like wall paintings,
Hopefully
and
not like this
do
one
some.
though.
Yeah, like you must know a lot of technique information about how to restore it, and people like do 5 years education to just understand how to do that.
Oh yes, yeah, it's very intense. I had a friend who wanted to do that kind of work, and he told me that you needed to know chemistry as well to understand how
Yeah.
the different chemicals that you're working with will affect the canvas. Like it's a very intense degree to learn here in Canada, especially um,
Mm-hmm.
because of how much you have to know about the material that you're working with, the kind of paint that you have to use. There's just there's a lot that you have to learn for that.
Yeah, and basically, if you're just a fine artist, you must know some of such information too. Because, for example, in our art college, I shared like that we did some sketches and stuff, but basically we had um, usually it was like uh, five different discipline that you do every week, like drawing, painting, composition, like analysis of art and history of art, like really connected specialization what we're doing. And of course we created our canvas by themselves, like we learned how to uh, like build it from scratch. Yeah,
Oh,
like
really?
yeah, like we bought some like fabric, and it's different fabric, like uh mm, yeah, so different structure of the fabric, like with small uh small points or big points, I don't know like how to describe. It's разная степень волокна. if
Yeah,
you
different
if you
types of
say.
texture. Yeah.
Yeah. And also we learn how to make the first layers. You usually do um, with jelly. Basically, it's a natural materials, and uh, you like use jelly, and it's gelatin. Yeah, basically it's called like that. Gelatin is something that people produce from bones of the animals. you also have like natural, the same thing, which is agar agar. Yeah. So it's the first layer that you apply on the canvas to just fill or holes in a canvas, because like different structures. So yeah, and it helps to fight with some bacterials or stuff. Just keep it to survive in different conditions. Yeah, so it's like really, really ancient technology. Yeah, and then you need to make by yourself a second layer, which is called the ground, and you make it with chalk and maybe oil, like oil paint, white oil paint. So you can add some uh, glue, and it's like different recipes how you make it, and there's different effects. Some of them is glowing, some of them is so sharp, and artists usually they know what they want, like which effect to have. And but in modern reality, in modern world, we mostly use acrylic ground because it's much cheaper, and you can already buy it in every artistic shop. But also our history, we don't have a lot of knowledge about how it would survive in uh, centuries, in hundreds of years. Because right now we basically know about some grounds that artists used in 15th century, 16th century, how they do, how they survived like for years, for centuries. Yeah. And also we like had class about it, technology of fine art, and how to make different pigments, and how artists used to make it by themselves, why some pigments was really expensive back then, which minerals they used to make them, and yeah. Um, Usually artists should know about such technology to to build really good and high quality artworks.
I see. I see. Yeah, that sounds like they were very, very um they intentionally wanted you guys to know from the first step of how a canvas is made all the way up until the end. They needed you to know every single step of the process and how to do it. Which I don't know if they offer that kind of education here. That's the first time that I'm hearing of it, but that sounds like it would be very, very valuable to know these old techniques, because you can't just assume that you will always be able to walk into an art store and have the canvas just how you like it, just fresh off the factory. That you need to be able to know how to make it yourself if you ever want a specific effect for the color or the texture or anything that you want to do with it.
Yeah, and hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I want to say that about this brand new canvas from the art shop. It's not always the highest quality, and usually like factories canvas, they quite um, um, not good. So you need to maybe apply like second ground layer to make sure there is no holes in the canvas and stuff.
Mm.
So yeah, sometimes it's just about to make your artwork in a high quality to make it by yourself.
I see. I see. Do you mind if we just take a quick break for 5 seconds? My cat, he just keeps asking for food. I need to step away for a second.
Yeah, yeah, fine. Okay.
Okay, we'll be back in a couple minutes, guys. And we're back. Yeah, sorry guys, just had to feed my cat. Um, yeah, we were just talking about making the canvas from scratch. I don't remember ever doing that or learning it as a kid, but I remember we used to do. Maybe you guys have this too. It's called paper mache, where you take paper, you blend it up, mix it with some glue, and then you make that into
Mm-hmm.
like different shapes and whatnot. Do you guys have that growing up as well? Did you guys ever do
Um,
that when you were in school?
I'm sorry. I probably have some like internet connection like with VPN, so I'll be right back in 1 second.
Sure, sure,
I
sure.
need to restart it.
All right, now we're back. Now we're back.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, no, it's really cool that they taught you guys that because as you said, the canvases that you might get in store, it might not be the same quality. So, having the skills to be able to change it or make one from scratch, can be very important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I basically can say that in additional we did um I don't know how to say it. Uh, Basically it's paper stretching on
Yeah.
the wooden plane. Like you need to add like maybe 1 glass of water on a big Wattman, like big size of uh, uh, pepper, yeah, pepper sheet, and then you need to put on it a wooden plane and stretching corners of the pepper and pick them with some machine uh, with clips like pepper clips
Mm-hmm.
or just the usual pepper clips that you do without any machine. But yeah, and then when it's dry, you have like basically drum pepper on the this wooden plane, and with such prepared pepper, it's better to draw some like classes when you have like model art, like you have model and she's posing for hours and you need to do a great job with portrait with figure and yeah, it's so cool when you have such prepared paper. It's so comfortable and it's so like strict high quality to work on it. Yeah, and yeah, then when you finish it you can just uh, like cut it from the plane, cut it off, and it's a perfect perfect sheet of your art.
I see. I see. And I noticed that a lot of your work, well, most of it except some of the portraits that you did of the cat, um, like this one here, but most of your work is done on a tablet or is digital. Did you guys have any classes in the art school that taught you how to do digital drawing, or did you just learn that when you finished school?
Hmm. um, Digital art, it's all about yourself, like to learn it by yourself. I think in Russia we don't have such school when you when you where you can learn it. Maybe
Hmm.
today nowadays there is some classes, and I had such experience when I teached a couple of days how to draw on iPad, and it was just because my classmate asked me to go such classes because she was sick. Yeah, and yeah, basically when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, no, it wasn't really common, popular to have such classes, and basically all my friends, all people that I know and I work with, they are um, um, learned by YouTube, by some forums, by themselves, and in the internet. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, that no, that sounds about right because at least from what I've heard from other people that have studied in schools in Europe as well, the art colleges and universities, they have not modernized quickly, so they don't
Mhm.
know how to teach anything like 3D modeling or digital painting. It's a very specialized skill that you either need to learn on your own time or go somewhere, maybe North America, to learn that.
Mhm.
But what made you want to transition to more digital art? Is it just because there's more work available for artists, or do you just prefer it instead of having to work with canvas all the time?
I think digital art and like sculpting different programs, it's just a tools for you, and you still existing like an artist, and you have your own ideas, your own plans, but it's so cool if you have like different ways how to show it, how to make it. And I just started to learn on my maybe second grade of my art college, or even third grade, how to draw in CG, like computer graphic art, and it was because it's so interesting. There is some like job uh, options, and of course there is some possibilities and ways how you can show your ideas, um, which is so cool because every fine art technique and tools, they are quite limited because of its like real real things, and it's quite hard to build from it, for example, games and or something digitalized. Yeah, but
Hmm.
if you do some fine art in a digital way, some 3D models, you can make different products connected to digital industry, digital space, which is so uh, interesting to me. And yeah, I just feel like in modern world, you don't need to limit yourself like an artist, and use as much tools as you can.
I see. Okay. And how did you start to how did you get the opportunity to work on for this company? I'm assuming you're still working for them now, the one where you were talking about for Battlesmiths. It's a game company.
Yeah, it's a game studio basically, and we are we have only like one project. Uh, um, Battlesmiths project, and the studio is uh, Ragnar Rocket Games, or we have different different name. Yeah, Ragnar Rocket. I think. Yeah, it's our studio, and our flagman project is Battlesmiths. It's a battler, medieval setting, and it's actually so interesting game. We have a lot of like players, and recently we launched like the um, our game on the Steam, and now you can play it through your PC. It's not only mobile game anymore. Yeah, and what I like about this game, that there is a lot of really cool, skillful uh, artists in 3D, in 2D, and yeah, everybody is doing their job so uh, on a high level. Even even in some art projects, like in some games, you have to struggle with some art feedback from effective managers.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but we have um, to think like we used to think that even the feedback is bad, it's better to do as much as you can from it in a good way. I mean, yeah.
I see. Yeah. No, I've seen these type of games before. I think they're called like auto chess, where you put the all the players on the board first, and you just let them go. Um,
Hmm.
and did you just find this opportunity like straight out of school, or did you know somebody, or?
This opportunity, basically, it wasn't my first job, and before I worked on different games, platform games. Basically, I work like a comic artist, and yeah, like a freelancer. So before that, I had such experience to work in a company in a small team. But maybe this project just my first actual and big project. So yeah, I found uh, the vacancies on this project on the side when you search a job.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, I was thinking like, oh, basically, it's so hard to find a good position in such websites, and almost all good positions in art industry you can get like only through some networking, because everybody wants to have really good artists on their project, and not only good like an art part, but good in soft skills. Because I don't know, in our industry, um, some people are, I don't know, we are crazy. We are an artists, and it's just part of our work to be crazy, to imagine some things, like to have a good imagination, to be not like just normal people. And sometimes, of course, we have problems to communicate or to understand each other. And on the project, of course, we just need to do that, to understand feedback, to understand project needs, goals, and stuff, and to be capable to work in a team. Yeah. So I found it on a website, and I I remember how I sent them my portfolio, and I did it like PDF file, because uh, I how to say it. So I built this portfolio exactly for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I put only artworks connected to medieval setting and knights. So yeah, I sent it to them, and they like, oh, you see us, so let's work together. So yeah, it was like that.
I see, I see. Yeah, it's rare that people are able to find stable work through those websites, just because, online your your competition is the entire world, so people are applying from everywhere. It's one thing to work for a local church or a graveyard or any of that, but with these online job postings and how many people are getting into digital art these days, uh, the competition is very strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And do you have any kind of like dream jobs that you would have for a specific company, whether it's a game or otherwise, like any kind of projects that you would want to work on in the future for a specific company? Because right now, I assume that you know you just needed a job to pay the bills, but still give you the opportunity to be creative. But if you had the choice of your jobs, and you would 100% get it, um, do you know where you would work for, or what kind of projects you would want to work on?
Mm-hmm. I mostly think to have my own like studio, to have my own project, and it would be my dream job. Like to have investments, to have some money, to have ideas, to have my dream team, like some passionate artists that I know with the same values and vision of the life, and to build something really interesting and good. Maybe some animation, maybe some game, and I really do like uh, some small studios, some small games, so artistic, like inside platformer, for example, and some some small projects, like recently it published it like I'm Not a Human, uh, and in such project you feel like a soul, and in such teams, people, they are still believing in games. They're passionate and they're doing games just for fun, not for money. First of all, like big corporation do nowadays, and it's so awful and pity. You can't play this. Um, it's so boring, like Assassin's Creed. Uh,
Call of
like it's
Duty.
basically, yeah, it's basically one game, but in different like covers. with different settings,
Hmm.
and they are just trying to do as much as they can money from this, but it's already almost that, like. And now our game industry surviving on some new modern ideas, small companies, small groups of people who just still passionate about it, like it started 20, 30 years ago. Yeah.
Okay, so you would still want to work on making a game of your own then. So that's game design. That's what you would want to do essentially.
Basically, not really. I don't want to limit myself. It can be animation, it can be movies, it can be uh, mm, everything basically. And you can have one story, and from one story you can do everything. It just depends on you. And I'm the person who really likes movies, animation, music, games, and I just can't separate them. Like, uh, it's just a space that you use to express your ideas. Uh, like my favorite artist is Alberto Mielga, and he's like concept artist and director, animator. Last of his famous projects was on the Almanac, Love, Death, and Robots.
Oh yes, yes.
Yes, yeah, and I just really like how he doesn't limit himself, and just like a fine art, some gouache, acrylic, paintings, digital animation, movies. You are an artist just because it's your brain, and no matter how you express yourself, no matter how you visualize your ideas.
I see. I understand. Yeah, I'm a big fan of his work too. I've never seen these portraits that he's done, but his work on Love, Death, and Robots, I absolutely loved. Like that one that he made with the girl that's running after the man. I won't spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it, but that's probably
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorite animated films that I've ever seen made because it's just his art style is so unique. It's so hard to compare it to anyone else or anything else. He's very very unique in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminded me. I wonder if he. I think he also worked on a game called Marathon.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. What I
yes,
know
yeah.
about what about this project, that he did the trailer of the project
Hmm.
and maybe some of concepts. Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like the producers and some like managers, they cut his ideas a bit, because the final trailer looks a bit like smashed if you compare it with his previous trailers, for example, for Watch Dogs, or just his personal animations. Yeah, and I think the project is good, but maybe it's not the most of powerful his artwork. And I think for us, for artists, it's quite hard to keep our creativity open, to do our ideas, to be free, and still be in the industry with corporations. who wants to control you, to make money from you. Yeah, it's maybe the hardest challenge.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's a lot of I know in the animation industry there's a lot of issues where the artists, they are forced to do too much work for not enough money, and because there is such a high demand for these projects, even if one artist says, you know, I I don't like the way that you're forcing me, I'm not going to work, then they're going to find someone else to replace them, no problem. Um, and it's
Yeah.
just it's a very it's very intense from what I heard from other animators, um, to even get started in that industry. And a lot of the work that you do, at least in the beginning, you don't always get paid for, because you're supposed to be getting experience. But you know, even artists, they have to eat. They're people, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially right now, this like big game changer like AI,
Hmm.
and yeah, I remember like when it only started, some companies they had huge conflicts with an artist, like they forced them to sign some contracts that they want to um, mach- uh, to have a machine learning projects on their artworks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was like a big conflict about it, like how to protect yourself from it. Like it's your intellectual uh,
Property.
values, it's
Mm-hmm.
your artwork. But right now, some stupid machine can repeat it and steal your job, basically.
Do you find is AI art, is that like a an issue? Because I know that in Hollywood, they had all those issues with actors and writers. They had a strike. I remember, I think a year or two ago. In the Russian art industry, do you find that artificial intelligence uh, presents the same kind of like problems that we see here in North America?
Mm, I think of course, AI can be a problem in some ways, especially if they want to use like AI to just to repeat some current artists, to make some like movies only with AI, and to stop like working with some actual actors. Like, it's not about the AI even, but how you use that. And you can use AI in some really dark and not polite way, uh, connected to just normal people
Mm-hmm.
relationship and work relationship, to like use it with some shitty contracts and force the people to sign it to keep the job or something, like to um, just make as much as you can money, never no matter what, just to use any tools. But in my practice, in my vision right now, there is no less job than before. It's even more job than before, but AI just makes it optimize it, like in some ways. I've heard like some concept artists use a lot of AI, not just to finish all job from AI, but to work a bit faster, because there's like new uh, tempo of developing some products connected to new modern AI stuff. Like people expect from you to draw faster because you have such a tools, but they don't expect from you to uh, do everything with AI and not to use your own brain, because AI is just a tool, uh, like a photography, uh, how it was 1 century ago, 2 centuries ago, when they produced that, like invent photography, and all artists like, oh no, now we lose our job, we can't just paint portraits for some kings. Yeah, but basically right now we still have an artist, and we still have fine art, and we still have everything, and now films and photography, it's a different sphere, and it's connected to different spheres too, and we're just complicated all materials or tools. Yeah, and at first CG art was also like a something bad for art industry, like how
Hmm.
you can use Control Z. It's not true. Like it's not real fine art experience. You just cheat because you use some brushes, some like stuff, and you can correct your values with just some tools. It's so funny because I think for now, uh, not every AI, not AI at all, can replace real people, and with real experience, real knowledge, and or it's like about some simple products, simple stuff that we can just give to AI to make our life simpler, to concentrate on some complicated things that AI can't still processing well.
Yeah, it's a great tool to get inspiration from, but like you said, I don't think it will ever 100% replace the human input, because AI does not, it doesn't grow up, it doesn't have a childhood, it doesn't have memories in the same way that we do, it doesn't get inspired in the same way that we do. And I understand why a lot of people, especially artists, are concerned about AI and what is possible. But like you said, it's yet another tool to use, and it's up to you if you want to learn how to use it. But in the future, it's going to become a lot more important uh, for people to succeed if they know how to use AI. So, whatever issues or problems someone might have with using it, um, by avoiding it or by hating it, you're not investing in the future. And once AI becomes extremely good, then you're not going to have the skills that are needed to take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and personal art always would be like, it's AI, like capitalism using it just because of some big corporations. It's about money. It's about stuff. It's about uh, it's not really connected to uh, human being even. Like, and they always just have this big interest how to optimize their factories, which like the same was in a factories promotional uh, um, like in a past century revolution about factories when they started to use some mechanism to
Yeah,
make the work faster.
industrial
Is the
revolution.
same. Yeah, industrial revolution, right. Thank you. And it's the same, but we still have like really big values to uh, people made in projects, like human made in projects. We still prefer to buy some cup, some special thing, some special sweater, because it's more valuable for us. And we know that the cup from factories and the cup for workshop, it's different. Absolutely.
For sure, for sure. Do you use AI in any of your work to get any like inspiration or to kind of help with the first sketches whenever you're working?
Uh, I personally don't use AI. Only like on some project they where they like, oh, you need to do it ASAP, and we just need to idea. You can use any tools. Like in such projects, when you have like really limited time, you can use this like for some ideas, and it's basically like photo bash and stuff to just increase your process too fast. And basically, the companies they say that we use AI, and in our process because it doesn't matter how what we just have really limited time, and it's basically more about some movies. They have really strict deadlines. Yeah, but some of like not some of, but most of the companies where I work and worked, they're like, we don't use AI because it's our politics, and you sign NDA that
Mm.
you don't use them, and so you just can't, and they can check it. They can. It's even visible. Basically, if you're like an artist, you always can see AI. So yeah,
You think so?
and
You can always you always know?
basically, yeah. I just understand it. There is some specific light work, specific details, and you see, it's so perfect in some ways, which is not really human artwork. Yeah, and yeah, basically, you see that, and I also know that some of usual people, like who are not an artist at all, they also see that, and it's not really pleasant feeling when you see that. Oh, it's AI. Like they didn't work hard. They just put some few words in a prompt and made this sheet to sell this product, this game, this stuff, and of course somebody doesn't care about it. Like it's not for everyone, but I just know some of uh, guys who like, oh yeah, I see that, and it's not really comfortable. Like I prefer human art.
Yeah, yeah. These days it's getting harder to tell what's real and what isn't because I think that OpenAI just released their new video generating model yesterday. I think it's called Sora
Mm-hmm.
2. Some of the videos have been very, very convincing. Um, but I heard that now, I think it's OpenAI, they made some kind of a contract with artists where they or some companies that host art on their websites that they can actually opt out of the training for the AI. Because I remember when they initially released the Sora model, there's that famous interview with that woman for OpenAI where she was asked if they used YouTube for training and she didn't have an answer for them, which of course means that they obviously used YouTube for training. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but now I guess they're making it easier to opt out. There's some platforms that are doing this as well, but I mean, realistically, there's nothing stopping anyone from having their own local AI at home that they can train on just websites. I'm sure there's ways that you can get around it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm interested to see where it goes. I think it's going to be really cool to see what happens in the next 5, 10, 15 years, because you said your dream is to have your own studio that makes whatever projects you want to make, and AI is going to help a lot of people be able to at least start that kind of work and to have their own creative studios. Maybe not fully 100% AI, but as inspiration, or is it just the beginning portion? It would help them to get some ideas as well. So, and here in North America as well, the focus is also shifting from big studios, whether it's movies, gaming, or animation, to more independent and smaller companies that have small teams that are making this. Like there's a movie I think came out last year or 2 years ago. It was about a black cat. Let me see if I can find it. But it
Stray.
was it was made. Sorry.
Stray, like a Blender movie.
Yeah, it was a movie about a black cat. Do you remember? Do you know the name? Oh, Flow.
Stray.
No, no, no.
Ah,
That's
Flow.
Prey.
Yeah,
That
Stray is
one.
a game. Yeah.
Stray is the game. Yeah, yeah. Stray is the game. But no, this movie that I think won a couple of awards was made by a small team of like 10 people or something.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was lasted 5.5 years. It was made using Blender. There was no storyboards, no deleted scenes. Let me see if I can find out how many people worked on it.
Yeah, and I basically watched it, like not a full movie, but some of part of them of it. It's so cool. It's so interesting and high quality. It's amazing how they made it in Blender. It's really good tool. I love Blender. So uh, good interface when you can understand everything, build almost everything. There's different ways how to build it, not only one way.
Hmm.
Oh
Yeah, it
yeah.
looks here. So there was a core team of about 4 or 5 people, but total the people that worked was 50 people. But some of them would only work for about a week or so. Um, so still like a very small production compared to a big studio like Warner Brothers or any other big studios, which is like that's I mean that's incredibly impressive, because I mean years ago when we didn't have this technology, you would need dozens of people, maybe even hundreds, to work on something like Toy
Hmm.
Story.
Yeah, yeah, and right now you can build almost everything, even in a small team like that.
Do you have any ideas on the kind of project that you would want to work on? Because I know you said for dream job you would want to have your own studio, but um, right now, do you have any like ideas about the kind of world that you would want to build, or the kind of story that you would want to tell? Something specific, or is you just haven't had the time to work on that yet?
Oh, basically, yes. I have one of my project that uh, I've been doing this maybe 2 years or something. Uh, and this project about solar family in some apocalyptic world. Yeah, so right now, especially, I'm working on their like a short plot and like description of the world. I have it like some ideas, some description of the main characters is like one family. like the main character is the girl, and she has like a big harpoon. Her archetype is a horse, and unfortunately, she can't talk because of this ecological catastrophe around the world. She has throat sickness,
Hmm.
so she's silent. But there is like a grandfather, father, uh, brother, and mom, and the whole story about them, how they're surviving in the world. They need to uh, basically get some SIA products, like to sell them in some special points to get some money or some just inner currency to buy vaccine, because the world is so sick, and basically you need to vaccinate it every time. Uh, Otherwise, you can just die from the cells in the air, in the water.
Hmm.
And you know, if water is not clear in some of the world, it's just a really huge catastrophe because water connected to everything. Yeah, and for me, especially in such project, it's so interesting to show their relationship and everything around them. It's like the just a scene when you where you can find the most interesting thing is relationship between people. It's their inner attitude to each other, and their inner vision of the world, and how they fight with problems around them and keeps their family together. What their needs, what their dreams, what their vision and desires, what the most important and interesting things to me in this project. So yeah, I'm almost ready with one of the concepts, and I'm gonna publish them soon. Yeah, and one day I hope I can build this project alive with animation or game or movie even, something like mm, Love, Death, and Robots. I really was inspired by one of the series connected to Solars 2, and this story was connected to some sea monster. Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't remember the name of the animation.
Oh yes, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, that one was probably also one of my favorites. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, with the crab.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that one was so gross. So like just not like scary but uncomfortable to watch just because of like how brutal it was. And um yeah, it was it's one of my favorites that I've seen, but it was just very disturbing to watch it. And it's a very interesting story. I liked how they they told it, because I didn't know what to expect when when I was watching it. But yeah, this crab, I did not not a fan. It was just very uncomfortable to watch it.
Mm-hmm. I think it was their like goal to force you be in such emotions. And I think about art in general, it's always about to feel something, and no matter what, it's just to have some dialogue with uh, audience and from artists.
Yeah, I would show video, but I don't want to get a copyright strike from Love, Death and Robots. Highly recommend that everyone go see the series if you haven't. It's probably some of the best animation to have been made in a very long time, and some of it is 2D, some of it is 3D, but all the stories are unique, and it's very difficult to find anything of this kind of quality in any other series. I think they're probably one of the few shows that kind of does this kind of storytelling. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
it's very cool.
exactly. So cool that they organize such projects where some uh, small teams can express themselves to uh, in, to deliver something not really popular and such type of animation that used to be in our industry, like with some animals with big smiles, big eyes, and like so really comfortable kids animation. And
Hmm.
people just really forgot that animation is not about kids only, and it's just a tool how you can express yourself. And I know that I've heard about animation. The main rule of animation that the plot and scenario that you want to show uh, should be not capable to be in a movie. Uh, like it's the one of the reason that you use animation. So you need to make it work. Yeah, and I think one of the most cool examples of that is just Ghibli Studio and Hayao Miyazaki. Yeah. Um, have you watched it?
I remember seeing Spirited Away when I was a kid. I haven't seen it since. I remember just being kind of scared of the the black monster as a kid. Um, I've seen a couple of his movies. There's one where he did. There's a fish movie. Yeah, this one here, Ponyo. I remember seeing this as well. Um, but I haven't watched too many movies, but I've always been really impressed at the animation or how they even do something simple like cooking with food. I've always really liked how they do that. But yeah, Ghibli Studios, they're one of a kind. There's nobody else like them.
Mm-hmm. But I just say it about Ghibli Studio because, of course, they have some projects like Ponyo, and it's quite like fun, and it's not about real serious topics. But if you compare it the like projects like the Wind Rises, it's about a war. It's about some really mature and uh, hard philosophic topics,
Mm,
and like about basically the person who was dreamed to build planes, but unfortunately when he grown up he started to build planes for the war companies and to kill people. And in the whole animation there was like this dialogue with audience, like, is it is it worth it to dream about something beautiful like a build planes if it can be like a war weapon?
mm,
And I think you can compare it even with AI. It's so interesting how we switch the topic. Yeah, but I just wanna mention it like AI at some point is really strong tool, and we are really afraid of that people can use it in a bad way. But at the same time, AI used to describe DNA, to understand how to cure some really hard disease, and to find a way how to save our lives, which is really, really cool that AI can help us with that. But at the same time, AI can be used in war to control people and different crazy like stuff. Yeah.
Well, even painting. I mean, painting is one of the more pure and one of the most famous forms of expression for all of human history, and it's also been used to paint propaganda. You know, so we
Mm-hmm.
don't demonize and we don't hate artists just because there are some that in times of war or conflict have used it for propaganda. We can still, you know, we can still appreciate the galleries and the works, but it can also be still used for negative purposes for sure.
Yeah, it depends on the hands. Where is it, right?
Hmm. Absolutely. Um, so at the moment we're about to reach the 2 hour mark, and I know with the time difference and everything, um, wouldn't want to keep you too late. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about before we finish here?
Um, hmm. I don't have like a specific topics or ideas to share. I just really like our conversation. It's so interesting, and we talked about maybe every part of the art like industry. And I started with my fine art background, and then my current job, what I do, what I inspired by, um, like some projects and artists. Yeah. But I would like to talk for a little bit more. Um, I don't know. Maybe you have some of questions, like specific ones, or to we can talk on some questions that we mentioned before a bit deeply. Yeah.
Yes. Well, the one that comes to mind is because you mentioned the world that you want to design would be like in a post-apocalyptic kind of setting, with the world environment destroyed, and at least here in the West, there's a lot of storytelling, whether it's in games or movies, where people want to explore post-apocalyptic worlds like The Last of Us, or um, any like kind of zombie movies. Um, but in Russia, I know that at least one of the more famous uh, franchises, or games is Metro 2033,
Mm,
which has those similar themes. Uh, is there? Do you know why? At least like specifically to your experience in Russia, why some people are interested in exploring these ideas, because I remember when I interviewed a Polish artist, um,
uh-huh.
who focused more on building futuristic worlds like cyberpunk or Neo Tokyo, because growing up he saw the consequences of the war and he wanted to imagine a different world that was more futuristic, very, very technologically advanced. Um, do you know why, maybe like just
Mm.
as like culturally, why in places like Russia or the West, that there are people that enjoy this kind of the post-apocalyptic world? Is there, do you think there's any reason behind that?
It's so cool that you mentioned that. Like I've never thought about it like that. that in Russia we really like used to be quite grumpy. Like, yeah, world is just apocalypses and we are surviving. Maybe it connected somehow like to our nature, because in Russia we don't have a lot of sunny days, and
Mm-hmm.
even in my area, it's like a middle Russia. Uh, we have really like cold winter time, and it can be like minus 30, minus 35 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and the summer usually is short, and it's like it can be like 30 degrees too, but maybe it's like 1 month or once and a half or two, not a lot from all like a year. And yeah, maybe it's influence on us, like we have lack of vitamin D, we are depressed, we're grumpy, and we're like, yeah, we need to build something like really interesting story, and it should be like apocalypse. Yeah. Or the second part, like left hand, you just I gonna build something really beautiful and not like that. To avoid this environment around you. And of course, this question is really personal, basically. Like, you asked me why I decide to go in this like scenario, like,
Mm-hmm.
and I started to think basically why, really, why I decided to go to this scenario. First of all, I was like, yeah, it's good to concentrate on the people relationship, because for me especially it's really interesting, and I think in every story, in every plate, in every environment is just like a scene or another person, like who are acting too. Like environment can influence on our life and experience, and on characters in a scenario. Uh, so yeah, but I was like, oh, I concentrated mostly on people's lives, their relationship in every conditions. But maybe in such hard atmosphere, hard environment, maybe it's more interesting to see people's relationship, because there's different type of values about it. It's something really natural, really what we need, like a humans, and even in some bad situations and hard conditions, we always keep something inside us, something that inspiring us to survive, to go, to do something, to be a good person, no matter what. And in movies, in films, in games, even Last of Us, I think it's really a story about just the people, like how they're surviving, how they're finding love between each other, like this daughter love, and like family relationship between people who are not even like blood family connected. So, and we understand their relationship like ours, like we protect, proact our lives on such characters, on their environment. And I think it's also because of life is not easy always, and but it's something that you can change sometimes. It just uh, going like that, and the most important thing, how you deal with that, how you find a way, how you survive, how you keep good relationship with your closest people, and just about something that you can't really learn or explain. It's just how people move and act in a different hard um, conditions. That's all. And maybe it's my answer on this question. I think it's just really beautiful, and it's something that nobody's really can understand, but it's so interesting to see and so interesting to compare, to project your lives, to learn by it, and just explore it together. As people explore this from the audience and play games, watch movies, read books, and at the same time, like an author, director, uh, can explore it by himself when he create a product. And basically, it's our human conversation, which is endless between all of us. And it's so cool that we can do it even through generations. And that's why it's so cool to have your own project, because you can say something to people from different generation, and it's like you live endless because of your ideas can live like that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I totally understand what you mean. Because I ever since I was a kid, I don't know what it is, but I've always loved those stories of post apocalyptic worlds. Um, I don't know what it is about me, what that says about me personally, my psychologically. But I've always just been fascinated with that kind of world. Like I played Fallout when I was a teenager, and I've watched the series and read some books about Metro 2033. Um, and I think you're right when you say that. It's what's more interesting to see. It's not necessarily, why the world got ruined in that story or this story, but more so how um, the relationships of people are affected, and how trust is created, and how all these different connections and friendships are made or broken. um, Putting them in those kind of situations, it's it kind of turns it on its head, because in our everyday world, I'm not worried about you know clean drinking water, or somebody poisoning me, or like any of these issues. It's life is it's boring in that way. It's good that it's boring, don't get me wrong. I don't want to have to worry about vaccinating myself just to breathe the air. I like it. I like that it's boring. um but I guess, like with anything, with the human experience, you want what you don't have, or you think about the things that you don't have. So maybe that's why some people um, really enjoy those worlds, because maybe a part of them thinks, how would I act in that situation? Would I be someone that is able to create all these relationships and protect the people I love, or would I go the other way, or maybe exist somewhere in between, like many of these characters do? Because, like you said, the environment itself becomes a character, um, because the
Mm-hmm.
way that it forces people to act and live in it. Um, yeah, no, I've always found it interesting how there's this kind of like obsession in people's minds, at least here in the West, with post-apocalyptic worlds and society breaking down. And I don't know, maybe that's because we've never had a war here. We've never had a conflict like that compared to Europe or Russia. Maybe it's just because we don't know what that's like. Maybe if we knew what that was like, we wouldn't be so hungry for it. Um,
Mhm.
but who knows? That's not something that I can answer. But no, I've always found it interesting how there's this cultural obsession, because I mean these games, they make hundreds of millions of dollars. These stories are seen and read and watched by millions of people. Um, there's like anytime a new zombie movie comes out or anytime a new zombie game comes out, they always make a lot of money. Um, because I don't think they have those same kind of interests, let's say in like Japan or Thailand or even in the Middle East. I don't think a lot of people are um, as excited or interested by post-apocalyptic worlds as they are in other places. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe it would be more interesting for them if it's like post-apocalyptic world with anime and these anime girls with big boobs. I don't know, like game changer.
Yeah. Maybe. There was one anime that came out. I think about a year ago or so. If I go looking for it now, I don't know if I'll find it because there's so much anime that comes out on a regular basis. But you know what? Let me see if I can find it, because I really liked the world that it made, and it was actually not like the classic like big boob anime. It was actually like focused on characters and story building.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find it, because it was really well done. I really like the series, because I cannot watch anime that is that stereotypical anime with the big eyes and everything. I can't. I don't know why. I can't enjoy it. It's too much. The
Mm-hmm.
characters speak for too long. I just want a nice story. That's all I want. Just a nice story with some good
Mm-hmm.
animation. I'm a very
Mm-hmm.
simple.
Yeah, I feel you totally. And one of my loved, like my favorite anime is Made in Abyss. Um, yeah, it's
What's it called?
really good. Made in Abyss. Uh, it's a really cool story about kids who forced to go to the abyss to find
Mm.
some materials, like some artifacts, and so crazy, like some monsters in this abyss, some different grounds, different levels, and how it influenced on them, like characters and their motivation. Maybe uh, this project also influenced on me a lot with my own project, and unconsciously I just something stole like some ideas because I just started to think about it, and it's really something that I like.
Oh, I see. I see. I don't think I've ever seen that one, but the anime that I was talking about is called Heavenly Delusion. It came out, I think, 2 years ago or so.
Mm.
Yeah, it's about
And
this boy and girl that travel across Japan in post-apocalyptic world.
mm-hmm. And what is the most interesting thing you found in this anime for yourself, like a person who basically not really used to watch such movies and anime?
Um, for this one, I liked how simple it was. There wasn't like any like big fight sequences or any like big flashy animations. There are moments, because they do fight like basically like monsters in this anime. And the animation is very well done, but I really liked how it just focused on the stories of the people in it, and how um, the dialogue and everything, it felt natural. Because in animes sometimes the main character or someone, they'll just start talking and they won't shut up for like 5 minutes explaining all of their motivation, and then it's a flashback to when they were 8 years
Yeah.
old and the bully pushed them and now they're fighting back against. It's just, it's all this like filler, it's this fluff, it's this like extra explanation for, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know who it's for. Maybe the author got bullied or something. I don't know, but I don't like when anime does that and they have those like I couldn't watch Dragon Ball Z growing up that for that reason. Or a lot of like big animes like Naruto, I could never get into it. It's just, it's too much useless dialogue, too many things to keep track of, like who's in what village and what powers they have. It's just, I don't like complicated animes like that. Like I couldn't finish Attack on Titan. I got like 5 or 6 seasons into it, and then I had to stop because I just, there was too much in the story. I couldn't keep up with it. I've never watched One Piece, and I never will because there's like thousands of episodes now, and I don't have the time for that. I
Mm-hmm.
prefer very grounded stories about like a couple of people and dealing with some kind of a struggle, one way or another. Um, like that's why I like this anime, because it was very, even though it's in a fantasy world, um, the stories between the people are realistic, um, and they're dealing with problems with one another and their relationships, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not in like a very flashy, like, oh, here I go, I'm gonna use my super punch, like none of that like stuff. I'm not a, I can't, I can't, I just, that's not for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely feel you. And maybe I have like similar opinion about it. Like for me especially, it's quite hard to used to such anime culture in a anime where they are so emotional to
Hmm.
express themselves, not really like human being. And yeah, that's why I prefer anime movies and some animation who mostly looks like real movies, real life. And I really like that, from uh, to Hayao Miyazaki Ghibli Studio. They do
Hmm.
really good quality animation with good scenario and like quite brilliant dialogues, where there is some pauses and there is some um, environment and just a space to you to understand the details by yourself, where they don't need to uh, speak about everything by
Hmm.
themselves and give you all information just on one plate. Like, yeah, just eat it. This fast food. No, it's a real story when you need to think and maybe form your own experience or your own opinion about the story and interpret it in your way. Thank you for advice. I would really like to watch this anime, Heavenly Delusion. Thank you.
Yeah, they're working on the second season right now. I don't know when it's going to be coming out, but yeah, the first season came out a couple years ago. And there's some very strong like adult themes in it, because it is two teenagers going across Japan, but they're they're forced to um, live like adults for a lot of the time and fight for their life. So there are some serious themes there. Um, but in terms of anime, I remember I did an interview for another show I did with a man who lived in Japan, and he told me that the reason why anime is so flashy and they love showing all these big, emotions and all these different things that, for us it seems very weird and cringe, is because at least from what he told me is because Japanese society, when you're out, going to work or at a restaurant or hanging out with friends, um, it's very common in their culture to not express your emotions so strongly and to keep a lot of your feelings to yourself. So, anime is one of those places where they can go, 100%, like fully exaggerate and go crazy with emotions and all these things. It gives them an outlet, an opportunity to show all that expression, which is why some of it is so crazy, over the top, or like just hypersexualized, or any of that, which makes sense, to me.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds really, really sad. Like, imagine live in a culture when you just forced to wear a mask every time, every day, and you just you don't have any option to express yourself because it's just rules in a society where you live. And one of the place where you can feel yourself like alive and to project your emotions is just anime. It's so sad and beautiful at the same time. Like, it's so cool that they found basically such a way, and they made the industry from it. Like, it's a big culture part of their art industry, and from all over the world right now, it's so popular. And but if you know the story, you like, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a completely different culture that they have, and I don't know if I could live like that, having to suppress my emotions. But I mean, even in Russian culture, there are like some things when you're out in public, at least from what I remember growing up, is you keep some things to yourself. But Japan does it completely, like to another level. There's no comparing it.
Yeah, in Russia, we really do. We keep our politeness, like even like smile.
Hmm.
we don't uh, we don't smile in a lot on the street because people can think that you're just crazy. And we don't say to even our neighbors like hello or bye because um, it can be understandable, like only if you have like some friendship with them. But
Hmm.
if you're just neighborhoods neighbors, it can be strange and extra polite. And I just know that in Europe, for example, it's so common to say everybody hello. Like, even in the Netherlands,
Hmm.
if they live in some small city, they can go for a walk and say hello everybody. It's just so something new to me. Like, when I was in the Netherlands, I'm like, wow, it's so cool because like you feel such warmness that you live in a small city and you can say hello to people that you don't know. Even they are not your neighbors at all. They live in some uh, different part of the city. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, in Russia now, uh, we are so strict about our borders, and I don't know, just really cultural thing. I even can't explain that, but I just know that if you're like my friend, or you have like Russian friend and you're really close, it would be friendship until you die.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's the one good thing about the Russian culture is that like when you have that connection when you're that close with somebody that like that's it that's it's to the end because you don't allow many people to see your emotions. So the people that you do pick, you have to be very selective uh, about that. Um, that's like I've had comments like people tell me like, oh, like are you sad? Like what's going on? I'm like, no, that's my face. I'm Russian. That's just my face. I'm okay. I I can't control it. That's how I was raised. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, and it's so interesting that we have it even in our DNA, maybe in Russia.
Hmm.
Like we are um, about to be true with our emotions, and if you are like smiling, if you are happy, it's basically that you are really happy and you really want to smiling, and it's so valuable at the same time. Like you are not polite just because you're forced to do that, but you're
Hmm.
polite because you're really happy to see somebody and you're really happy to spend time, and you can express on your face, which is really valuable, that the face is not a mask really, but real explanation of what's going on with the person next to you.
Yeah, it is useful though. I do like that when I do want to be ignored or not draw attention to myself, that I can just just you know keep my face as normal because it looks like I'm I'm angry or like or sad or whatever, and people will avoid me, and I'm like, okay, good. I just I'm not interested in this conversation or I'm not interested in talking to you. But it's not because I hate them or I have a strong emotion. It's just that's I'm not I don't want to interact with this person. So it does come in handy. It can be useful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and but also it's so funny to see people in airport, for example, on the Russian plane, like line queue.
Hmm.
You just really recognize the difference. Just like from Europe, where everybody is smiling and like on some vibe, and then you like, oh, my grandpa people. I love them. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I mean yeah, it's an interesting thing to have in the culture because when you do actually open up, whether you're drinking or like you're around friends, they are like Russians are very expressive people. It's just with only the closest people to them, only like family members or best friends or partners. Um, but otherwise, yeah, everyone else, it's just it's the same face, you know like whether you're buying a ticket to get on the train or what have you, it's always the same face, which is good. I honestly I prefer it like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's not bad. It just defensive mechanism maybe.
Hmm.
Like you have really strict borders, and you understand that there are some acquaintances and real friends, and you just split them, and you can be really polite. Depends on the situation, depends on the uh, what's time, where you like on your job, like work environment, and you just do your stuff, and you uh, you are as much polite as it uh, used to be in such environment, and there's no problems. Like it's interesting that for Russian people, we're used to it, and we always understand that if you want to know somebody, you need to be close with him, and
Hmm.
it's only way to be in a good like really deep and strong relationship. So it's so valuable. It's so it's understandable in the end, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And yeah. Besides that, no, I don't. I don't really have any other questions or things that I wanted to discuss. Unless you had something before we finish.
Yeah, maybe I can just finish this topic about face expression and Russian culture to connect it with one of the your first question, and I think it would be like really good finish of our conversation, which I
Sure.
really enjoy. Um, maybe um, as I raised in such country where our face is just a really informative table. That's why I really love to see people, to analyze their face structure, to read their faces even, and to draw them a lot. And our face can be like your own map. If every um, I don't know, part of your face can describe which way uh, you have been walking through your life, and how was it hard and smiling. Is it your usual face, or you just used to be grumpy and it's really visible because you like train your muscles of your face, and yeah, just winkles uh, describe us like different types of persons, our vision of life, uh, our basic face describe us, from which area we came from, um, and maybe because of that, also I really love portraits because they can say a lot, and also people they are used to see different faces every day, and we even don't know exactly with our consciousness how much we get information from that, because mostly our brain just describes every like millisecond muscles move to our consciousness, and or just even unconsciously we understand that something going um, not really good, and yeah, we have trained our brain for thousands of years how to understand if there is some friend next to us or not, just to see eyes, to see a face for a couple of seconds.
Mm.
And for me, it's really interesting ability. I think I have some of it. Even I think I'm like the person who uh, can empathy to people and understand their emotions so right. Yeah. So I think that's why I really like portraits. I really like people's lives, their emotions, their feelings, and that's why my own project so uh, connected to people's relationship and stuff. And yeah, everything is so connected. Thank you for this conversation. It was really interesting to me to even understand something about myself from it, from your questions, and answer to some questions that I've never heard before, and I've never thought about them. Yeah, thank you guys to see us, to listen such a conversation, such an interview. I was really happy to be there. Thank you.
Of course, yeah. No, thank you for making the time to come on. It's been very interesting to hear about your experience, not only working but also going through art school and um, all the different things that you've learned through that. So, no, it's been good to have you, and I hope more people check out your work because there's a lot of digital artists out there these days, um, but I really do love how uh, your approach to portrait work um, just it's taking all of those professional things that you learned in school and applying it to a different medium, and it's just very cool. So yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. For socials, people can find you at Sick and Heavy for most of your pages.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, and
Um,
you're doing commissions, not right now, but later, right?
yeah. I'm open for commissions, but for this month, I'm closed currently. So yeah. Um, you can guys always text me, and we can discuss what we can do together.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll drop all the information in the description of this episode. So yeah, check it out, guys. See if you can be lucky enough to get a commission from Anna here. And yeah, thanks again for making the time to come on the show. That it's been a really fun conversation, and hopefully in the future when you have your own creative studio, you can come back and tell us all about it.
Oh yeah, I think it would be really great, and thank you so much one more time. And yeah, so wish you you guys have a nice day. Yeah, and yeah, I hope we can see each other one more time, and even no one time, but more.
Sure. Yeah, it would definitely be great to have you back on. But yeah, guys, have yourselves a good day, and we'll see you later.
See you.